there was a oh man, this is interesting. So CBR, again, I was just talking about Access Media, and this them getting these types of reviews are why they shield for these companies. But there's exclusive that this is the title. I'm gonna read it to you before I show it. Luke Cage miniseries was canceled over fear of right-wing nuts. So let's read through the article and see what this was about. Comic writer Hoche Anderson says or has explained how exactly his first Marvel project, Luke Cage City of Fire, was canceled mere weeks before it would have gone on sale. So it pulled it's one of those New Warriors cases where they announced it and they said, no, we're not publishing that. Anderson sat down for an exclusive interview with CBR to discuss his career, during which he was asked about City of Fire. Despite the 3-issue miniseries being canceled in November 2021, when the 3rd issue was already halfway done, the writer is still working with Marvel and spoke about his enjoyment on doing a Blade project and cool stuff. I don't care about that. Let's talk about this. He said, however, he admitted Luke Cage was painful, man, opening up about the circumstance of how right-wing nuts and City of Fire's real-world subject matter spooked Marvel into not releasing the title. Anderson called, this is some of the covers and stuff right here. It says, Anderson recalled his conversation with Marvel executives saying, long story short, they sat me down, we're canceling this book. We're afraid that the subject matter is going to be damaging for you, meaning it was going to be damaging for us. We don't want you to be attacked by right-wing nuts. So Marvel executives are telling them that, hey, you might be attacked by right-wing nuts for making this dog water. It's probably dog shit. And so we're canceling it. We ain't even putting it out. We gonna give you a commission if he got paid, because it is Marvel after all these days. I don't know. Did he get paid for the commission? Or was he paid in exposure because it wasn't released? Hopefully, I like to think he got paid for his commission. But they said, we ain't putting this shit out. According to the writer, the miniseries drew inspiration from police brutality in George Floyd. Of course it did. A black man murdered by a white police officer in May 2020 was the title's premise of what would happen if the mother of George Floyd hired Luke Cage. What? This was the premise. Not even joking. Well, we know why they canceled it. This was the premise of the book. Holy shit. The premise of the book was what would happen if the mother of George Floyd hired Luke Cage to protect Derek Chauvin, her son's murderer. Edison shared his own assumption for why else Marvel axed City of Fire. Guessing higher executives might have said, no, this is going to affect our bottom line. Probably because nobody's buying that shit. He added that the book would have come out shortly after Kyle Rittenhouse was acquitted of all charges raised against him for killing 2 people and wounding a 3rd. What the hell does Kyle Rittenhouse got to do it with I guess, yeah, loosely, because that's when the Summer of Love kind of was going down. But acquitted of all charges raised against him for killing 2 people and wounding a 3rd with an AR-15 like rifle, which happened in August 2020 during the protest that followed George Floyd's death. They were really worried that we're going to somehow get blowback with the Kyle Rittenhouse lovers of the world or whatever. Kyle Rittenhouse lovers buy sneakers too, is probably what Michael Jordan would say. So they chose to take the cautious route. Interesting. So Anderson labeled the cancellation as devastating. He said how Marvel canceling Luke Cage impacted Anderson. What was he feeling? Some kind of way. He said he questioned his career as a writer. Why am I doing this? I don't need this to do this in my life, is what he said. He got this mindset. He said, I will never do work for Marvel that is about anything other than the villain of the week once. So he's all right. So he was the writer. So it's his politics, right? It's his politics and his I guess fantasy that he was trying to live out through Luke Cage. And he's like, well, why am I doing this? Dude, see, this is the difference, man. And look, Marvel's done this. I'm gonna be very clear. Marvel has though not always, they have a history, let's say this, of taking something that's going on in the real world and like doing a version of that in their books. Okay. The problem nowadays is that everything is so fucking slanted that none of it, like, it's not like it was before. So you'd have Captain America maybe punch Nazis, but he also punched fucking communists, which, to be fair, they're on the same side. So there's that. They're both socialists. There's got to be some comment. Nazis weren't socialists. Yes, they were. I got the video receipts. You can go watch my old video titled "Yes, the Nazis were socialists." I do a full breakdown with the receipts. It's not here nor there, but there was balance. You know what I mean? There was a little more balance. Now it's just strictly leftism. What is the leftist narrative of an event that's going on? That's more so what it is. And there's no balance, right? Like I say, Donald Trump, he's going to be depicted as MODOK. Barack Obama's going to get on the title of Amazing Spider-Man and he's a hero. This is how it is. That's how it is. So my argument has always been like, it's less about to take the politics out of the books. It's more the minimum you could do is have balance, but you don't have any balance. Everything that's considered heroic is basically leftism, or at least mild universal truths. So it's not at all surprising that there's some weirdo writer who's like, I want to take what's going on in the world and I want to put that in the Marvel universe and use Luke Cage in order as a character in order to present this whatever angle he's trying to take on the George Floyd situation. And Marvel, who puts out terrible books, make no mistake, on the nose books, no mistake, they thought this was that bad. So it hadn't been that bad. I think that's the angle we should take. That's the way we should look at it. Look at it like that. Like, okay, if Marvel, with all their social justice leftism, if Marvel has all of this, like they have no problem putting out social justice based books, they said on this one, nah, bro, we can't do it. We can't do it. It must have been really, really bad. Wherever you're viewing the content, I appreciate you. If you enjoyed it, you may be interested in my comic book company, Rippaverse Comics. Our first book and campaign, ISOM #1, brought in $3.7 million with tens of thousands of satisfied customers. Visit Rippaverse.com to check out our store and stay up to date with the latest campaigns from one of the hottest new comic book companies. Also, my first big step towards a parallel economy was the development of my personal website, ericdjuly.com. This entirely replaced my Patreon. Now, if you enjoy this content, please consider becoming a member over at the website. We have an ever-expanding list of perks for various membership tiers, a forum, and a phone app. Some of these perks will even benefit you if you're fans of the Rippaverse. Anyway, I appreciate you so much for being a supporter and or customer. I even got a little love for my haters.